Hey, for one last time, let's fucking fire it up.
A the lyrical fire. Call it P. Inspired by the ganja tree. Yeah. Original herbalist, call it P a real ganja man. Burn it up in the plane and make them smell how me turn. From me 13, me sow and reap on the ganja farm. Meditate before the school, so me know but me depend from me a little boy. Ganja bun kappa a rasta man. Still me ganja make me spend enough time a station with enough question. Oh, when me come from, but anyway, look today me still firm and strong. Until me come in, them say them a go legalize it a London. From in at the airport, speaker bus, big ganja song. Curtis Lynch at the link, look how the dance all run. But when it come to ganja, call it P at the man. Hey, come on a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Anyway me go, me get the ganja west strong. From in a Guada that they know me as the real Macaman. In a Switzerland the strawberry lockly session. In a Amsterdam with the haze me can't go wrong. Creepy them a give me round the South American. In a Jamaica me build me camp straight a Westmoreland. In a Russia me tell you straight me no know where them get it from. But it did higher than the technology in a Japan. Let me tell you something, ganja enough for everyone. Some can't take it and some man can't. Some me say boil up a day. Real medicine you see me. Me name call it P. And man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them about quality. Me no snort them sitting, them me smoke the key. When me burn the herb, it's meditation for me. And when me light the chalice, me say Jah make me see. Hey. Me no snort them sitting, them me smoke the key. And when me burn the herb, it's meditation for me. And when me light the chalice, me say Jah make me see. Come on a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. No tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, yeah man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Yeah man go tell them me no play with the thing. You know call the P the lyrical fire. We say inspired. Four corners of the bird.
Hey, what's up, weirdos? It's Mark's Blood. And this is episode 145 of the Sploodcast. The final Sploodcast. Episode 145. No guests this week. You read the title. State of the Union. The final State of the Union. It's kind of the state of my union, you know? I'm going to bump that up a little bit. Bump that down a little bit. All right. Ah, boy. Yeah, the end of it all, right? The State of the Union finale. Let's get right into it. Let's start off with what's been going on with me lately. For the last time, man, lately, I don't know, it's kind of a relative term because I haven't sat down and spoke to you guys direct in quite a while. I don't know what's been going on with me. Just the big news, man. Here's the deal. Doesn't need this big announcement or fucking anything really, but just to let you know what's going on, I am retiring from comedy. I'm walking away for good. No hiatus. No, I need a break. Nothing like that, man. It's, had a big revelation a couple months ago. This has been coming for a while. So anyway, I have 7 shows left. I got the 5 shows at the Fundy Fringe Festival in August. If you want to come, look it up, check it out. No idea what I'm going to do there yet, but whatever. I'm sure I've got an hour of funny stuff to say to people that I can put together, likely a week or two before the event. Anyway, those 5 shows at the Fundy Fringe. I'm headlining Chuckles Comedy Club on Saturday, September 14th. Love to see everybody out at that show. It's going to be my last headlining set at a comedy club. Really looking forward to that. Really appreciate the opportunity from Julie and Shane and everybody down there at Chuckles. Well, not everybody. I'm leaving you out on purpose. You know who you are. At any rate. And then my very final show is going to be September 20th at the Marina, the St. John Marina. And that's a Best of New Brunswick, Best in New Brunswick comedy tour stop at the Marina. Fucking just huge show, man. I couldn't ask for a better show for my final show. Who's all on this show, man? Dan McCarthy, Glenn K. Amo, Arif Hussein. Is Matt Richardson? I think Matt Richardson might be on this fucking thing. Chris Hovey is on this. Shane Ogden, obviously. Myself. Fuck, I don't know who else is on it, man. It's going to be a crazy show. I'm really looking forward to that as my final night performing comedy. I might go out to the odd show every now and again when my friends are doing something cool. But yeah, man, I'm done. I'm walking away from it, man. I don't like the person that comedy turns me into, and I no longer really see the point. I mean, the thing is, around here, locally at least, there is no fucking point. I mean, the state of the union is that the union is fucking dead. It's over. It's fucking over, folks. Yuck's pulled out. Bunch of other shows died off, man, that just nobody comes out to the fucking comedy shows. The audience here in St. John has said no thank you to comedy, and I, for one, intend on listening to my audience. I think I've done a good job of that throughout my time on stage. Certainly not in, the first couple years, but once I really started to get the fucking hang of her, I was able to read an audience and kind of, sense what they need, what they want, what they're seeking, right? And what they're seeking now is no fucking comedy, so I'm going to give them that too. It's only fair, I can't just listen when it works for me, right? That wouldn't be fair at all. So, yeah, man, those are my last 7 shows. I'm going to be completely honest. The Fringe show, I was so close to fucking pulling out of, man. Not really a lot of interest in doing it. Now, having said, I'm doing it strictly for money, if I'm being completely honest. And that's my deal, guys, right? You're going to get honesty from me. Not always good fucking news and good things to say, but always honest. Yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying. Oh yeah, Fundy Fringe. I'm really just doing it for the fucking money. I have something in mind to spend some money on, and I think the Fringe Festival is going to be the ticket to get that done. So make no mistake, man. I'm going to work. I'm going to work hard on what I put together. And I'm going to go out there all 5 nights and try to fucking knock it out of the park. It's going to be at the St. John Arts Center. I don't know the times. Fucking look it up. Fundy Fringe Festival. I'm sure it's easy to find. I don't have to be on here fucking plugging myself. It's another reason I'm getting out of comedy, man. I'm sick and tired of fucking, plugging myself. And, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really do a lot of plugging other than, shoot my mouth off on here. But, it's time to end that fucking shit too. I've been saying all along on this show, there's too many people, too many fucking voices. Everyone's screaming into the fucking void on social media and all this shit. And I'm doing the same goddamn thing on here, sitting in a room talking to myself like some kind of fucking lunatic. I mean, it's, I've had fun, don't get me wrong. But it's just, it's time for fewer fucking voices, I think. right? And I got to start with the man in the mirror, just like MJ said, he's innocent, motherfuckers. He didn't do it. He loved those children, not the way you're fucking thinking either. This show could go downhill. Anyway, I don't. The main reason I'm walking away. I'm not feeling compelled to get out there and prove that I'm funny. Like, why am I doing it? Yeah, I enjoy getting people to laugh, man. I kind of do that in my everyday life, you know. That's not going to go away. Trying to be funny and make people laugh is not going to go away. The only thing that's going to go away is the stage and the audience and the fucking bullshit. And maybe there's a heckler or a drunk guy or a loud chick or, you know, man, it's when you get right down to it, it's not a lot of fucking fun, right? It's fun when you're crushing and all that and right afterwards. And yeah, man, but you know, you do it fucking long enough and often enough. I guess I never really did it super often, but you know, it fucking grates on you, man. It's you get fucking sick of people. I mean, you want people to come out to the shows, but you want to be able to pick the kind of people. You know, you don't want a whole bunch of fucking drunk people out of your show. That's not going to be a good show, right? But what do people do on weekend nights? They fucking drink. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster, folks. Let's face it, right? I think everybody should probably just follow my lead and quit comedy altogether. Every single one is. Man, I just, you know, the thing is, I want to live and let live, and I want people to leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to be associated with it anymore, man. You know, comedy, I made a lot of fucking terrific friends, man. Some of the best friends that are in my life currently that I've ever met. You know, talk about guys like, you know, Trevor Muxworthy and Arif Hussein. Man, it's a longer list than that. I don't want to leave anybody off it, so I'm not going to start a big long list, but you get the idea of the, you know, the type of characters that I'm talking about. But yeah, and you know, I value those friendships. Like, man, I'll tell you, Arif was over the house. I had a little wifey threw me a little potluck birthday dinner, surprise dinner. It wasn't really that much of a surprise, but you know, Arif was there. Who else? Okay, well, let's give you the list. Arif was there. Matt Connell was there with Shelby. TJ Boyce was there. Chris Hovey was there. Jim Hovey was there. Adam Landry was there. Trevor fucking Muxworthy drove down from Fredericton to be there. Man, what a terrific fucking night. The wife put on just this amazing escape room. She turned the whole, you know, main level of the house into this escape room. It was fucking ridiculous. She did a crazy fucking intro video to intro the game. It was just so impressive. But just what a great time, man. I don't think I've smoked that much dope in one night since I was fucking 19 years old. Jesus Christ, we went through at least half an ounce Friday night. Ended up shutting her all down at about 10 to 3 in the morning when it was just the four horsemen left, me, Chris Hovey, Arif, and Trevor Muxworthy. And, yeah, shut her down at 10 to 3. Woke up the next morning. Everyone was gone except for Arif, and he and I went out to have just a fucking wonderful breakfast, man. I had a great morning with Arif Saturday morning. Went to the coffee mill for a little brekkie. It was a fucking damn good time, man. But yeah, man, I value those friendships quite a bit, obviously, right? But you know, there's a lot of fucking people in comedy that I do not want to spend another minute in their fucking presence. And you know, if getting out of comedy can cure that, fucking sign me up. You know what I mean? It's just it's like any endeavor or any, you know, sport or fucking anything, man. There's idiots in everything you do, and those idiots probably think you're a fucking idiot, and it's just, you know, different kinds of fucking people, you know. But in comedy, a lot of fucking people, a lot of like-minded people, but a lot of fucking people I did not gel with, you know. So that's a big relief for me too, you know. Like I said, I'm still going to go out and watch the odd show here and there. I'll be cherry picking those fucking shows based on the lineup. That's for goddamn sure. A little sip of chocolate milk. It's actually 3/4 chocolate milk cut in a quarter with white milk, because here's the thing. Chocolate milk just does not get as cold for some fucking reason as regular milk. So sometimes I like to mix it up when I want a really cold drink. It's a little life hack for you guys. I'm losing my fucking mind. Okay. Here's the thing, man. Honestly, and a lot of my friends are going to get mad at me maybe for saying this. I'm just being honest and telling you the way I see it. The major reason that I want to quit comedy, that I'm actually leaving comedy, is because, I don't know, man, like, it just feels really immature. The whole fucking process. It just, the whole deal, everything involved in it. Like I said, man, if you just, take the very small artistic piece out of it, where you write your stuff, you go up and you tell it, that's beautiful. But everything else that's fucking attached to that is horse shit. It all is. It's all immature bullshit. Go on a comic's fucking social media and just fucking, scan around and see the kind of man, the fucking drama, the fighting, it's an immature pursuit, and I need to get away from it, man. Here's the thing about me. Man, I have this passionate vein going through my body, and every now and again, it'll latch onto something. It's latched onto music back when I was in, Execution and Antisocial and other bands. Man, that's where the passion vein latched on to the music, and then it was comedy. But it's ever changing, and I have ones that carry on, like fighting, for example. I've been a fight fanatic since I was about 8.5 years old. Even younger, man, even younger than that. I was going to Lord Beaverbrook Rink, fucking super young, just out of diapers. So anyway, where the fuck was I going? I'm getting lost here. A little pink kush in the bushes. And anyway, the point is that the passion vein has moved on, and comedy is being left in the fucking dust here, just like my music was when I left that shit. It's just the way it is, man. I'm ever evolving, and that's on purpose. This whole deal has come about from self-reflection, Self-awareness, super important to me. That's super important. Everyone thinks I'm this arrogant asshole and I'm so full of myself and all this, and it's probably mostly true. I mean, the difference is I'm fucking willing to be honest, but make no mistake, I do a ton of self-reflection, a ton of it, man. I try every day to be a better person than I was the day before. I believe in evolving, rapidly as a person, constantly and rapidly. And one, the biggest thing that I beat myself up about is my ego. If this is your first episode, listen, you got a lot of catching up to do. I got a fucking giant ego, man. The thing is, I'm very aware of it, and I'm constantly trying to shrink it. And it's not possible for me to do that in comedy, man. Comedy is it's so ego-driven. Hey, I'm going to stop right there. It's so ego-driven for me. And I see that it's ego-driven for a lot of people. Not everybody in comedy, man. There's a lot of, people do it for a lot of various reasons. But, for me, the whole deal was ego-driven, man. I love to win. I absolutely fucking love to win. And more times than not, way more fucking times than not, I would win on stage. A lot of victories, man. Very few defeats. I can count them on less than 10 fingers. But that's the exact thing I'm trying to get away from. Just that sentence that I said, right? It's so ego-driven, but it's also so fucking true, But if I eliminate comedy out of that equation, that sentence, that egotistical sentence, doesn't even exist. Right? It doesn't even happen. So right there, we're going to shrink the ego. I'm doing it for me, quitting comedy. I'm doing it so that I become a better person. I don't like the way that comedy makes me act sometimes, how it makes me feel sometimes, I don't want to carry around grudges and shit like that and be constantly thinking about negative things. It's not how I live my life, man. I live my life for one purpose, and it's happiness. That's it, man. And that's minute to minute. I'm minute to minute looking for happiness constantly. If there's drama in my life, I cut it out immediately. But you can't help sometimes in the quiet moments, those things creep back in, So I want to eliminate all of the possibility for any of that kind of bullshit drama by cutting out the comedy, right? I got to do it for me, guys. I'm not going to go on this fucking giant rant, giant speech. I told myself I don't even know if I'll do a half an hour here, but I'm gonna because I have a few more things to say. Nothing crazy. If you tuned in for drama and me talking about other people, it's not gonna happen. Tune out. Not interested. I'm all done with any of that fucking bullshit. The people who matter know what know what the status of everything is, and the people that I don't care for can fuck right off. I don't give a shit, right? I'm getting out. I don't give a shit. So that's why this podcast is over after this episode. Man, this has been a hell of a run. This podcast. Man, when it first started, I just wanted to shoot the shit, meeting new comics, and I didn't know what I wanted it to turn into, or what I wanted it to be in the end, or what I wanted it to be 5 years down the road. Didn't give any thought into it. I just we had a Zoom recorder. Oh no, we didn't even have the Zoom at the time. We had that old fucking we had that old receiver box or whatever the fuck it was that wifey was running Port City Podcast on with Squeamy. Anyway, we had that equipment. Trevor was over. We were doing a road trip or some fucking thing, and fire it up, and that's how this whole thing started. And I've had a lot of fun, man. There's been a lot of times this process has been just that, a fucking process, man. A lot of hard work. Not a lot of fun at times, stressful to keep up with, the weekly output over so many years or, whatever. And it's tiresome, man. There was a lot of, people that sat across from me that, frankly, weren't very good guests, weren't, terribly good conversationalists. There was a lot of that, actually. And, but, you got to try to talk to everybody. When I don't know, man, when I got into comedy, this scene was so young. There were so few people in it. And this podcast, I believe had a really cool arc. The arc of this podcast came on when comedy was starting to really fucking hit here. And over the years, as people came into comedy, that's typically when I was grabbing them up and bringing them on a podcast, find out who they are, what makes them tick, and then so that moving forward, when we see each other out at shows, now we're fucking buddies, hey, we did that show together. It was a laugh. My mom loved it, all this stuff. So I think it ends up being a really cool arc, and I, of course, you guys heard all about my journey through the fucking comedy world all throughout those years, and 145 or likely a lot more than that actual episodes. At least 150 episodes of my journey through comedy. And here it is. It's come to an end. I mean, you guys were there in the beginning. You're here for the end. We're wrapping it up on a nice bow. It's been nice knowing you. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Moving on. It's the funny thing is, man, I've been dreading doing this just because I just wanted to get it over with, but I didn't want to take the time to do it because I want to move on to the next phase, whatever. And I was certainly not feeling emotional about the final episode of this show. Right up until the moment that I pressed record. on this old fucking machine over here. And I started getting a little sentimental, right? And it is, man. It's been a fucking journey. There's been a lot of therapy for me, these intros and the State of the Unions and the other handful of episodes I did solo. Very therapeutic for me, right? Cathartic. It was very cathartic for me. Use that word because then everyone will hate me for sure. Yeah, keep it up. Cathartic. Very therapeutic for me. I can only imagine. Yeah, man, and over the course of this 5 years, 4.5 years, 4 years total? Fuck, I don't know, man. Who gives a shit? But it's been at least 4 years and heard all around the world, man. Really cool. My top listenership overall all time. United States blew every country out of the water. Second was Canada. Third was Mexico. Fourth was Japan. Believe it or not. Those are the top 4 countries. But UK was in there somewhere. And yeah, really surprising one, Turkey. I think Turkey was 7th or 8th all time downloads and listens or whatever the fuck it is from the metrics. Turkey. And here's the thing. I don't even fucking like turkey. I mean, it's okay. But usually on Christmas and Easter, we have a ham. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure it's a lovely country. It's Turkey. But that's a cool fucking thing. It really is. By the way, guys, thanks a million for all the messages, emails. I got fucking hammered, man. I got hammered with messages and emails, while I wasn't putting out episodes here over the last fucking few weeks or couple months or whatever. I don't even fucking know how long it's been. I know I just put one out a couple days ago, right? But there hasn't been an intro. That's what everyone's fucking screaming. No, intro, right? As soon as I put that the last one out with Travis, I don't care about a conversation. I need the intro. Go fuck yourself. That was a great conversation with me and Travis. So, yeah, I apologize. I don't know what else to say. My life is pivoting. I'm moving on to different things, moving away from comedy. And, everything's great, man. My life is fucking great. My job is great. No complaints. I'm having just the best fucking summer, man. I'm in the goddamn pool every night. All 3 of us, man. The wife, the boy, we bat around a fucking ball in there. We've been playing a ton of ping pong as a family. And just, man, it's just been, I have 0 fucking complaints in my life. I've been a little sick. I've been a little sick since last Wednesday. It was a stomach thing. And kind of an arsehole and stomach thing. And then it was a cough, and a sore throat, fucking headache. And then it was all of them at once. I can't fucking sleep. Getting like 3 hours of sleep a night. Which sucks, so I can't recover from being sick. Like, I'm on a fucking vicious cycle right now, man. I hope it breaks soon. Tomorrow is my birthday. Maybe Jesus, in all his loving, glorious wisdom, can at least let me feel okay on my fucking 44th birthday. Is that too much to ask, Jesus? You fucker. Well, he is a fucker, isn't he? If he's real. Like, come back already. What are you waiting for? I mean, we're almost, we gotta be getting close, right? That trumpet's gotta be, right? What's the Gabriel? He's gotta be, over there cracking his fingers and, warming up, right? Tuning the old trumpet. He's gotta be getting ready. Okay, I'm getting a little distracted. Pink Kush got me in the fucking bushes again. I apologize. So here's the deal, man. Not only is this the final episode of this right here podcast, the Sploodcast. Last Tuesday, Matt Connell and I recorded the final episode of the Scrapcast, the fight podcast that I do with Matt every Tuesday. Final there too. That's all over. This is all over. The logos are done. The shows are over. Thank you all for your loyal listenership. There's a place that you could probably follow me around. There's a place you can find me. I don't, there's going to be a lot of different stuff going on over there. You can find me on a place called the Green Corner. I'm going to be on there talking sometimes. So if you want to check it out, I think it's going to be a weekly podcast, I believe. Check that out. But I really do want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for listening. I greatly appreciate it. It's been it's been a good time, man. I know people will miss these intros. Who knows, right? You never know. You might catch me on the Green Corner on a diatribe of some length. You just never know. But that's where I could be found. If you were looking for me, you'd want to look in that particular corner, the green one, if you wanted to find me. It's been so much fun. All of the podcasting I've done. I'm certainly not done podcasting, not by any means. It's just, this show in particular was so dedicated to the comedy. Most of my guests were comics. Got to be at least 95%. I had some Jason Dookies. I had some Aubrey Martins. I hope you're listening, Aubrey. I hope you realize I got your name right this time. I'm not calling you Aubrey Marcus. Yeah, man, I had some different kind of people. I had my boy on here a couple times. My wife on here a bunch, man. I just wanted to, I don't know if I was setting out to open my life up to as many people who wanted to hear it. I'm just not interested in that anymore. Man, I'm just not, I just want to mind my own business and I just want to be left the fuck alone. Like I said, I can still be found around, but I just want to, step back and just be done with it, man. I just want to live my life. Like I said, I got some, newer interests, some interests, from that have been my interest my whole life that I'm going to be spending more time on. And it's just time to say goodbye to this whole fucking chapter of my life. It's been a hell of a ride. I accomplished, I guess what I set out to fucking do. Right. I set out to be, considered one of the best, around here. And I did that. I fucking proved it. And, I'm not for everybody, man. It's not like, oh, yes, everyone agrees that Mark Sploot is fucking awesome. I get it. I'm not for everybody. Audiences and comics alike, and I'm okay with that. I don't have to be fucking loved by everybody. But when push came to shove, every promoter in this area, even if they fucking hated me, would tell you that they would always feel very secure booking me, knowing I'm not only going to do well, but I'm going to do well with shit that, their audiences, for sure, have never fucking seen before. Each and every time I did that better than anybody around here. Not saying I'm better than anybody or I'm the best, but I did that particular thing better than anybody else at a high rate of output. Honestly, I surprised myself a lot, man. I started telling myself that this is the kind of guy you are. You bring new shit, and you don't fucking write it until a couple days before. And I started convincing myself I'm that guy, and I forced myself to fucking be that guy, man, and trying to keep up with that guy. It was tough, man, but I surprised myself on many fucking occasions. I learned a lot about myself in comedy. I learned a lot about myself doing this podcast. And I can't thank you all enough for being on this journey with me. I could probably go on and fucking on all goddamn day, all goddamn night, saying thank you and reading emails and whatever else. But I don't see much fucking point of doing any of that. So all I'm going to do is say thank you all one last time. And maybe I'll see you on the Green Corner sometime.
enough question bow when me come from. But anyway, look today me still firm and strong. Until me come in, them say them a go legalize it a London. From in at the airport, speaker bus, big ganja song. Curtis Lynch at the link, look how the dance all run. But when it come to ganja, Calipi at the man. Hey, come on a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Anyway me go me get the ganja west strong. From in a Guada that them know me as the real Macaman. In a Switzerland the strawberry lock this session. In a Amsterdam with the haze me can't go wrong. Creepy them a give me round the South American. In a Jamaica me build me camp straight to Westmoreland. In a Russia me tell you straight me no know where them get it from. But it did higher than the technology in a Japan. Let me tell you something, ganja enough for everyone. Some can't take it and some man can't. Some me say boil up a day. Real medicine you see me. Me name Calipi. And man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Go tell them about Calipi. Me no snort them sitting, them me smoke the key. When me burn the herb, it's meditation for me. And when me light the chalice, me say Jah make me see. Hey. Me no snort them sitting, them me smoke the key. And when me burn the herb, it's meditation for me. And when me light the chalice, me say Jah make me see. Come on a herbalist. Me no chemist, no man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. No tell them man a herbalist. Me no chemist, yeah man a herbalist. Cannabis in a me chalice, yeah man a herbalist. Me no chemist original, ganja man this. Yeah man go tell them me no play with the thing, you know, call the people the lyrical fire. We say inspired. Four corners of the bird.